Hey guys, it's Michael here. Today I want to talk about how to act as if. How to actually act as if without it feeling like you're having to lie to yourself, without you having to fake it, without you having to, imagine what would it be like to be like this. Acting as if is simple. I mean, I could tell you how to do it in 2 seconds, but I want to explain it in a deeper way because I think people have overcomplicated the process. What would it feel like to be who you wanted to be? What would it feel like to have $1 million? What would it feel like to live in the country you want to live in? What would it feel like to have the wife that you wanted to have or the husband? What would it feel like to have a fulfilling business? What would it feel like? What would it feel like? Add what you want. This was the question that plagued me for years, and I want to tell you it doesn't have to plague you anymore. Because there's a brilliant truth, and being a coach has helped me to uncover it actually, because I've worked with such a variety of people all over the world, from extremely successful to not, to healthy to not, and beyond. And there's only minor differences between these people. You see, a lot of people out there will look at someone like a wealthy person or something like that, and they will see them and they'll go, aren't they lucky? Or they did something wrong to get that. They're stuck in a belief system that says that wealth has to come because of a certain reason, luck, or because they're doing something bad, or they're fooling others. There's this belief around wealth and money and all of this thing. I want to tell you, to assume something is actually to make it so normal, make it so simple. To assume the feeling is to normalize, is to make it natural. How do you do that though? So let's say, for example, you're someone, talking about money is easy because all of us have to deal with that, okay? But say you're someone who has struggled to have the money that you require. I've been there. I know that feeling, and I know the fear that it actually brings. Working with people who have money, you start to realize that money really isn't the power that they have. It's the fact that they've normalized wealth. It's the fact that they've normalized where they are. My point being is a person who is wealthy doesn't fear spending money. A person who is wealthy doesn't think about money. I then took that same thing onto how I've helped people to heal. A healthy person doesn't think about their health. So when I've helped people in a healing process, say they've had pain knees, poor backs, these sort of things, I've said, well, someone who doesn't have that back pain, they don't think about their back. You see, but because you've had such problems with it, you're questioning it, your relationship with the body is not there, your relationship, if you're doing the monetary thing, is not there. You see where I'm coming at here, guys? So it's all about a relationship to that thing that you're lacking. You feel the lack of it. That's why you can't assume it. So to assume is to be so at peace. I actually came to this conclusion. To assume is to be so at ease and at peace that you don't desire the thing that you want anymore. You don't need it to happen for you to feel better. So for example, I run, it's a spiritual practice, but it has become a business, and I run a business, and there's nothing guaranteed tomorrow. But I live in the assumption that it is, because that just is peaceful. So it doesn't matter what happens today, because I assume everything is going to work out. And this is the point. If you're on a healing journey and you're doing your manifestations and you're going through your meditations and you're doing these things, the biggest mistake that I see people make is they don't assume or expect they're doing enough. They start to think that there should be more. But you do not add power to the omnipotent, you see. You don't add power to the divine. So what I'm trying to say to you is just notice how you're out of alignment with that. So if it is money, for example, and you're spending money and it frightens you, deal with that fear inside. If it is that you are trying to heal, but you keep noticing the pains and the things happening inside and all of this, deal with the frustration and the emotion around that. Start to let that stuff go. Remember, Neville Goddard himself said in a question and answer, when did I ever say it was about a feeling? I said it was about acceptance. So the point being is it's not about getting to this heightened state of, I'm wealthy, yeah, because I've worked with many millionaires who are not happy, but they're still millionaires. So it's not about excitement. It's not even about extreme elevated emotion. It's about a balanced, effortless knowing. It's about a knowing that your needs are met. And that is true faith. And it's spoken about in the Bible so consistently that what you believe and ask for in prayer, it shall be yours. So it's that knowing, it's that relief. So letting go is the easiest pathway to assuming the feeling, letting go of the fears around those problems. The best part of that though, guys, is life is going to constantly be showing you where those fears are. So when you go to pay for the meal for your family and you're fearful, or when you have that bill comes in that's unexpected, or when you go to make a move to somewhere else and it feels unexpected, that's what's going on. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Life is giving you an opportunity to let go into the assumption. You let go into the assumption. You relax into the assumption. There was this funny story. I actually am coaching someone who was mentored by Bob Proctor, and she told me a story about Bob Proctor, and he used to charge $250,000 for 6-month coaching, and I think you could meet him for 2.5 hours a month. And he said, and he was recording through this camera, and he had someone recording for him. So he tells this story, and she's going, so what do I do, Bob? What do I do? What do I do? And he said, you just need to relax. And the guy behind the camera was going, God, 250,000 just to be told to relax. My gosh. But the truth is actually, in his simplicity, it's a perfect answer. Because someone who has the thing that they want, they're not scared. They're not fearful. They're relaxed. They're easy. They're peaceful. You see, so going and making peace the most powerful energy within your life, you're going to start to assume many, many things. See, peace brings me beauty in my marriage. Peace has brought me beauty in business. Peace has brought me adventure in my life. See, I'm actually on an adventure at the moment. You might see my background is quite different. I'm currently staying in the beautiful Spanish region of between Valencia and Alicante at the moment, and I'm going to have some exciting news coming for you guys soon. This is a manifestation. I know a lot of you have been wanting me to tell the story of it, and I absolutely am going to tell you when the time is right and when I can. But again, it was assuming the effortlessness of it and letting go of the need for it now. Letting go of need is what helps you to live in the assumption. And it's so easy, and it's not false, because your emotions are the only thing that takes you out of alignment. So if you can master them, you can assume and you can have clarity, and you'll get everything you want. I hope this video helps. I'll see you at the next one, guys. And again, I'm just putting it out there one last time. I have a couple of spaces left for coaching this month. If you are interested in working with me one-to-one and you're wanting to learn how to assume and manifest wonders in your life, reach out now, because I may be closing my book soon as things are getting so busy. I haven't wondered yet what to do there, but reach out now. Take care.